Hey, welcome! Today I'm bringing you some Pokemon TCG online. Before we get started, if you play the TCG, let me know in the comments, and who knows, hopefully we might battle on the PTCGO in the future. So as you can see, I'm nearly level 30, and 30 is the maximum level on the Pokemon TCG online. In order to reach level 30, I need to complete the fairy challenge called Sweet Disaster. That means I need to do 1000 damage to my opposing Pokemon with my fairy Pokemon. I will be using a Wigglytuff based deck with the Hocus Pocus attack to complete this challenge. Unfortunately, the match where I reached level 30 was a real disaster. I had super bad luck setting up. I couldn't get anything going. You know, that's just what happens sometimes on the Pokemon TCG Online. And it's actually quite appropriate considering the challenge name. So what I did was, or what I will do is, I will show you another match with the Hocus Pocus deck, and then after the match ends, I will cut to the end of the disastrous match to show you what happens when you reach level 30 on the PTCGO. Here we go, and we are facing Benchmark Kindy with a Psychic and a Colorless deck. We are doing the coin flip here with a nice Pikachu coin. Oh, and we lost the coin flip, damn. It's always nice to go first. Well, most of the time. I would have liked to go first here, so our opponent is gonna start. Curious as to what his deck is. We start off mulling. We got no basic Pokemon, so we have to redraw our hand, and we get a Jigglypuff and an Eevee. So we're gonna start with the Eevee and put the Jigglypuff on our bench. We've got a decent hand, I would say. We've got an energy, a colorless energy, muscle band, a Shauna for getting extra cards. Oh, and we're facing a Lugia EX. Oh, it's getting powered up as well. That can become dangerous very quickly here. With his first attack doing 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to both Pokemon. And we also see our opponent getting out a Mewtwo and a Gengar EX, but he's not putting them on his bench. That's kind of strange. So I'm gonna attach a Muscle Band and a Colorless Energy. And then I'm gonna play the Stadium and then Sycamore my hand away. So get a fresh hand here. We get all the necessary the Wigglytuff. We get to Wigglytuff. So let's see what else we can get here. We get the Jolteon because Lugia is weak to lightning type. So if we get the Jolteon, we can evolve next turn and do a whole ton of damage to the Lugia. If you also get a fairy energy for our Wigglytuff. So we're gonna pause the turn here, see what our opponent does. I think he would play down his Gengar or Mewtwo, right? So he just attaches a double colorless. Oh, and he attacks, so he doesn't do anything else. So, okay, our Eevee is gonna get knocked out. That's not too bad. I was counting on that. So now we need to draw a fairy energy some way. So we're gonna evolve into the Jolteon, then evolve into the Wigglytuff. And then try and draw into a fairy energy so that we can attack with the Hocus Pocus attack. And then you'll finally get to see what he does. Oh, there we go. We get 2 fairy energy. So let's just refresh our hand now. Draw into our deck a bit more. See what else we can get. Thin out our deck. What could we get rid of? Yes, we're getting rid of the Flareon because I don't think there will be any fire weak Pokemon in my opponent's deck. And then maybe a Lysander can come in handy later on in the game. Okay, and that's all we can do. So we're gonna attack the Hocus Pocus attack, and what it does is it does 60 plus 20 from a Muscle Band, and the effect of the attack is that my opponent cannot attack on his next turn with his defending Pokemon. So this Lugia is just stuck there and it cannot do anything. And we just hit it for 160 damage, almost knocking it out. That's one of the disadvantages with this deck. 60 plus 20 is 80 damage. Then if you hit for weakness, that's 160, and often that's just 10 short for knocking out EXs. So we've seen my opponent play the Mewtwo down on his bench, and he's also got a Toxicroak EX and a Teddiursa. I'm wondering what the Teddiursa is for. Not sure what this deck is actually. So our opponent has two choices. He can either retreat to conserve the Lugia, or he can just let it stay in the active spot, and then yeah, then we'll get knocked out by my Wigglytuff with another Hocus Pocus attack. So we see the Gengar here, the Mewtwo. Okay, so he attaches an energy to the Mewtwo. So I'm guessing he will be aiming to attack with the Mewtwo in 1 or 2 turns. If he gets a stadium down, he can attack with his energy of 3, with the attack that costs 3 energy in the next turn, but we'll see. So I think I'm gonna pick up the Shaman here, try and draw some extra cards, just to get another Wigglytuff going, hopefully. And what do we get? Oh yes, fine. Wow, we get a Jigglypuff, so we're just gonna power it up with the double colorless energy, and then next turn we can evolve into the Wigglytuff. So that's all we can do. We're gonna knock out Lugia and get our 2 prizes, the first 2 prizes of the game. Very nice. And we get an Ultra Ball and another Wigglytuff. Nice. So next turn I think I'll be playing down the Wigglytuff, and then I think I'll go for a Shaman depending on what we draw. So get a Shaman, get our hand size down as much as we can, and then draw into 4 or 5 extra cards. So our opponent plays down the Teddiursa. I wonder what it evolves into. I've forgotten. Oh, and he attacks with the Mewtwo for the first attack, 30 damage times 2 for the 2 energy. So I'm now just gonna evolve my Wigglytuff, attach an energy to it, so it's ready to attack, and then get my hand size down to 0. That's perfect. Get the Shaman and get 6 cards, a fresh new hand. What more would you want in life than that? So, to attach the muscle band or not, I'm doubting. I think I'll leave it. You never know if he gets out the card to discard the muscle bands on the Pokemon in play, so then I can just attach it. So I've just attacked him. So now Mewtwo is locked in place. So there's no way the Mewtwo will be attacking this turn, or my opponent's turn. We see the evolving Ursaring, the form Teddiursa. It's not too scary. We see an attachment to the Mewtwo, which is kind of strange because the Mewtwo is just stuck there. If I was my opponent, I would have attached to the Gengar maybe, and then maybe retreated. So I'm just gonna power up another Wigglytuff. I think we have got another one in our deck. Thin out our deck a bit more, get a level ball. Yeah, that seems nice. Level ball, look for a Pokemon. Not sure if I'm gonna get anything. No, I think we'll leave it, just thin out our deck a bit like that. And then we'll try our luck with the Birch. Oh, and we flip heads. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, and there's a Wigglytuff. You can't get any better than this. We've nearly got 3 Wigglytuffs powered up, so I'm gonna retreat here, I think. No, I'm just gonna attack because the Mewtwo can't do anything. And it's 10 short for knocking it out, so now my opponent can actually knock out the Wigglytuff here by attaching to the Gengar, then retreating into the Gengar, and then putting 30 on my Wigglytuff. Oh no, wait, that's just 10 shorten. What am I saying? So it can put my Wigglytuff in a knockout range. I think, well, I don't see what else my opponent is gonna do, because otherwise the Mewtwo is just gonna get knocked out. But if he does this, I will just get my Lysander next turn, Lysander out the Mewtwo and knock it out, getting us down to 2 prizes. And yes, he retreats the Mewtwo. are we going to see the attack on the Wigglytuff in the active spot? Seems my opponent is not sure about what to do. I think it's the most logical step. Maybe attack a Shaman. That's a possibility too. So there we go, Night Attack. And yes, it's on the Wigglytuff in the active spot. So we're almost, our Wigglytuff is almost gone, 10 short. As I said, I'm gonna Lysander around the Mewtwo and then attack it with another Wigglytuff, the fresh one. So I'm gonna retreat, get a fresh Wigglytuff, and then knock it out. Of course, my opponent can just attack with the Gengar on the Wigglytuff on the bench and knock it out as well. But there's also the possibility that my opponent now gets an energy, maybe a double colorless, or an energy and the stadium so that he only needs 2 energy. And then he uses the other attack of Gengar to poison the Wigglytuff in the active spot. And I actually hope that's what he does, because then we still have 3 Wigglytuffs to work with. So we see the first step there, we see the stadium. Oh, and there, yeah, there's the second step. So I'm betting he's going to go for the second attack here. I'm betting he's not gonna knock out the Wigglytuff on the bench, and that would be great for us. So yeah, there we go. We get poisoned, but that's not too bad. We can always retreat, and I think I'm gonna try and retreat here. So we'll attach the double colorless there, get another Wigglytuff ready, and we'll retreat. And oh, what's happened here? Oh yes, the stadium. Our stadium's gone. I'm gonna look for a stadium first, see if we can retreat without discarding any energy. So we got no luck here and no luck here either. So yeah, we'll just have to pay the retreat cost, and I think that's what we'll do. We still have enough energy in our deck, enough fairy energy, and we'll retreat into a fresh Wigglytuff, ready to go, fully powered up. So there's not much else I think we need to do except for Lysander out to Gengar, put some damage on it, put some pressure on my opponent. And yeah, our deck is looking pretty healthy here. So we're just gonna attack, hit Gengar for 80, 2 more attacks and we're done with the match. Unless the Gengar heals up fully, of course. So we see my opponent going for 2 more energy. I think they'll get attached to the Ursaring on the bench. Yeah, there we go. I'm quite unsure as to what my opponent's gonna do now. I think he will have to retreat into the Ursaring because the Gengar is stuck again, he can't attack. We just hit it with our Hocus Pincus attack. Fantastic name for an attack in my opinion, Hocus Pincus. Oh, and the Gengar gets healed. Well, look at that. That doesn't matter at all because it would have still taken us 2 turns anyway, so we can still knock it out in 2 turns. We hit for 80, that's 100, and we hit for 80 more and it's knocked out. So we'll attach fairy energy to the Wigglytuff on the bench and just attack again, hitting for 100. And so next turn, if nothing happens, nothing out of the ordinary happens, we've won this match. We're done. And now we can see the surprise, or if there is any surprise for leveling up to the maximum level in the PTCGO. Okay, I think the Ursaring is now powered up for its first attack. Oh, we see a Lysandering out to Shaman. So okay, the Gengar retreats into the Ursaring. The Ursaring is gonna attack by drag off, so it's gonna drag one of my Wigglytuffs. Yeah, there we go, and knock it out. So we lost 1 Wigglytuff now, but that's not too bad. Ideally, I would like to top deck a Lysander now. Lysander out the Gengar. Oh wow, we got it. I'm just gonna get the Wigglytuff back in case I misclick or something, because then things can get ugly again. But I'm just gonna Lysander out. the Gengar and finish off the match. There we go. And bam! 80. Down goes the Gengar and we've won. We get a nice token here. So let's see what the surprise is, guys. Here we go. I'm pretty excited now, even though that match just went terribly. I really hope there's something special here when we level up to level 30. So we complete the challenge. We get our 35 coins for that. And here we level up. We max out the fairy type energy challenges. So we level up, get our deck box. And if anything special is gonna happen, it should be like after this, I guess. So let's look at the stats quickly. Yeah, we utterly got destroyed here. 860 damage from my opponent. So okay, that's kind of weird. Let's select the green one. We get a booster pack, and yeah, it looks like there's nothing special. Yeah, we've maxed out everything, and yeah, I think this is it. There's nothing special when you reach the maximum level. Wow. Thanks a lot, Pokemon TCG Online. My life feels totally maxed out right now, just like your level system.
Karp, 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 Karp.